Is Viktor Johansson the best keeper in the league?
100%. That performance that he made against Blackburn was insane.
It was unreal, wasn't it?
It was like a Manuel Neuer in his prime performance. Seko and Burger.
I would love to talk about Seko and Burger. Now he's pointing there to Seko and he's saying, I'm going to go and press, you sit back. And Seko goes, yep, okay, off you go. I'll sit back a little bit. Don't you worry about it. Ball eventually does go out to the winger, and who's there? These two again. Okay, and the two of them did it absolutely brilliantly. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Stoke Fan TV with myself, Max.
And me, Sam.
And Sam. And you might have noticed we're in slightly different surroundings today. We haven't gone to the studio. We're sat outside and it's freezing. That's why Sam is in his Stoke scarf, isn't he?
Yes, it is.
A Wembley one.
Yeah, it's a Wembley 2011 one when we got to the FA Cup final.
Whoa. Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, last episode we were a little bit critical of Narcis Palak. I think we jinxed it because he's only gone and his team's now won 2 in a row.
Bit of a change, wasn't it?
Well, excellent.
Yeah,
you know,
brilliant.
good change, good change. As always, if you're watching this video, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well, because every little helps. It really does. And we appreciate all the comments as well. So leave a comment below and get involved as much as possible. Right, today's show.
Yeah.
Today's show. I think we're asking the question has to be asked, is Viktor Johansson the best keeper in the league?
100%.
I mean, we're probably going to say it because we're a little bit biased, aren't we?
Oh yeah, definitely. But
well,
we're going to look at the stats, aren't we? And I think it might back it up a little bit.
We're also going to have a look at the central midfield area and the Tatsuki Burger combo, man. Like that Seko Burger combo, which I think it played a huge role in our win over Derby. And I think it's something that if Chico's got his head screwed on properly and he's thinking, then that could be quite important partnership in the centre of the pitch moving forward. So we've got some stats on that as well. It's also a good point, actually, a good time to mention. If you, the fans, have got something that you'd like Sam and I to discuss on a show that's current and about the current situation with the team and that, let us know in the comments, because maybe then we can go forward, future shows, look through the comments and say, that's a good subject, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to come on the show, I should probably say, because we've had guests on the show.
Of course we have.
People can come on, can't they?
Yeah, get in touch.
Yeah, get in touch with us. So drop us a message. We're on Facebook. Ping us a message on there. If you and a bunch of your mates want to come on the show with us, we'll go find a pub and then we'll do it.
Yeah, we've got an email address as well, which we'll ping on the screen. It's sftv@dancefiremedia.com.
Yeah, so ping us an email, ping us a message, and we'll try and get more people involved on the show. I know we come to the matches and we get interviews. But when we're doing these studio shows, maybe we'd like to be joined by some guests every now and then. Get a panel going.
Yeah.
Like a better version of Football Focus. Anyway, right, on to today's show. Viktor Johansson, we've got some stats on screen. Why is he the best keeper in the league, Sam?
That performance that he made against Blackburn was insane.
It was unreal, wasn't it?
It was like a Manuel Neuer in his prime performance.
I mean, he is absolutely unreal at the minute. He's in some form.
He is in unbelievable form. He did make a mistake against Derby. We can't forget about that.
Was it? Or it wasn't all him, though?
No, but it wasn't Gibson's fault as well.
Gibson.
No.
Lack of comms.
Yeah, lack of comms. We weren't talking.
No, lack of comms. But in terms of, I mean, let's see what we've got on screen here. Obviously, saves made. I think that's the first thing we need to look at. So 60 saves made. 15 more.
Yeah. Than Thomas Kaminski from Luton.
Than his nearest competition. There's a theory, isn't there, that the more shots that you face every game, the better you're going to get, right? You're going to get into your element if you're just constantly facing shots. And it is something that we touched on in the last episode that I think Stoke really need to
cut out the amount of shots they're facing against. Like, yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. I mean, how many shots has he faced? Well, we looked that up in the last game, and it's quite a few.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts about him in general?
I think he's great, because I mentioned before he gets the fans going, he gets the players going from the back of the defence. We mentioned before that he's a good captain material, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think he's made the difference goalkeeper-wise. We sort of still need the defence to sort of up the game a little bit to match him.
What, and try and prevent some shots?
And try and prevent some of the shots. But what he's faced, he's he's done better than I'd have expected from him. So.
Well, let's have a look at his save percentage. So, I mean, this is save percentage. Simon Moore and however you pronounce Burnley's keeper's name are top two with 100%, but they've only appeared a few times. They're going to have good percentages, and you've obviously got Michael Cooper, who's got quite a good save percentage up there. Viktor Johansson, he's a little bit far down, but considering, I mean, look, 60 saves made, it still trumps Michael Cooper here on 23 done.
Yeah, I'm the Swansea keeper, the only other one up there that's made the same amount of appearances.
So that's good. Now, you were going to explain this stat to me. Got faced.
It's expected goals on target. So what it does is it takes into consideration how hard the shots actually are to save, as well as how many shots they've had. And I think it's, if the shot's going in the top corner, then it's less likely to save. So if he saves it, he gets a high number on that.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it works. And he's
numero 2.
Yeah, he's number 2.
Yeah. So there's no denying that Viktor Johansson this season has been, well, he's saved us without any pun.
Yeah.
He's saved us.
Yeah.
I get we played well against Derby, and yeah, there was the mistake there, but we've got to forgive him that, because the amount of saves he's made this season, so far this season, he's number 1 player-wise, isn't he?
Yeah. And I can't, if he continues how he's playing, he's already won the Player of the Season award for me.
Is there anything he can improve? Maybe his distribution at times?
Maybe, but a lot of the distribution that Viktor Johansson has been doing has been short, passing around the back stuff, hasn't it, recently?
Well, with the new possession.
Yeah, with this new possession style that Narcisse is going for.
Yeah.
And when you hit the ball up the pitch from a goalkeeper, it's just luck, isn't it, whoever gets on the end of it. So.
Well, what do you think to this, Stoke fans? Do you think, and other fans watching, we might not all be Stoke fans watching, do you think Viktor Johansson is the best in the league? Who is better than Viktor Johansson in the Championship right now, in terms of goalkeeping?
There's a couple that are close on these stats.
A couple are close, but
I've not seen him game in.
He's so good, and he's in some form. They're a worry that we might not be able to keep hold of him if we don't do well this season? Is there a worry?
I think he's a lot better than Championship level, really.
Do you know what? There's a thing with goalkeepers at Stoke, though, isn't there? We just seem to...
We have had good goalkeepers in the past. I wouldn't say we've had the greatest goalkeepers for the past couple of years. Since losing Butland.
No.
He was the last one that was classed as a good keeper, really.
Right, okay. Yeah, up to that level.
Yeah, and now we've got Viktor Johansson. If we can keep him, fantastic. But I do think that he's going to want to progress. If he's making performances like he's making now, there's going to be teams knocking on the door regardless.
Absolutely. Well, this is, we'll just go to the Blackburn game. 2-0, that's a nice score, isn't it? When I was watching the game, and you see it here kind of in this ebb and flow chart, which they're a little bit hit and miss, but you can see it, they did have some chances, man. They did have
Blackburn,
some chances.
I'm going to be honest with you, if it wasn't for Viktor Johansson, Blackburn should have been 3-4-0 up at that point. I'm going to be honest, Blackburn were very unlucky to lose 2-0 to Stoke the other day.
You need a massive slice of luck in football.
Yeah, you do.
And we were unlucky to a degree in the Derby game with that Gibson, Johansson mess up. But we were lucky in this game because, I mean, I can't remember the name of the striker. Was it begins with a G? Not sure. Anyway, but he literally managed to head it. It was harder to miss. So there was that, and there was other. They had 25 shots again. That's a lot of shots. That's 10 more than Stokes. But at the same time, you know, they didn't score. And despite the amount of shots they had, we dug in. Yeah. And when we had our chances, we took them.
Yeah, it was a good defensive performance. And you want to talk about Seko and Burger?
I would love to talk about Seko and Burger. Yes, okay, they didn't feature too much in the game against Blackburn, but what they did do is they featured massively in that game against Derby. We were critical of Palak in the last game.
Yeah, in the last show.
But in this particular game, in this match against Derby, much better. Now, I'm going to get Sam actually to bring up some videos and photos and stuff from the Derby game, because the two of them in the middle, okay, this is a still, the two of them in the middle we're constantly doing this. What you see here now, obviously we were set up with the 2 double pivot. And what I mean by that is your 2 central midfielders, for those who don't know, sit a little bit deeper. Both can receive the ball from the back, and they chop and change. And the chain, it was super. They just chop and change brilliantly throughout the game. Here you can see Seko drop in, Burger pushing forward, and they, even when the opposition were attacking and we were set up as a 4-4-2, then when the transition happened and we started attacking, it seemed like they just went like that. But what I also loved about the way that the 2 of them sat meant that our wing backs could be more involved and higher up pitch. I mean, look at this still here. Look how deep we've got Derby. Now, one of the reasons for that, I think, is that Derby tried to press our back 4 and we played through them, okay? And all of a sudden they thought, oh, we can't press as high, we're going to have to sit. And that enabled the wing backs or the full backs to push up higher. You can see here they're pushing up higher because these 2 in the middle, they know that these 2 in the middle can cover that space if we need to on the transition.
Yeah.
They can defend, they can drop out, okay? And the 2 of them did it absolutely brilliantly. So this video here is another brilliant example because I'll just pause it. Now, this has come in from one of their throw-ins, and we've put a lot of pressure on them here to try and turn the ball over. The ball's heading back, but here's Seko and here's Burger. Now, Burger's obviously, he's picking up his man there. So Seko, just watch his press here. Off he goes. He says to Burger, you hang back, or you guys hang back, I'm going to go press. There, and there's his partner, Burger, who's seen what Seko's doing. He's come across, he's intercepted the ball, and all of a sudden, we've turned the ball over. So this is, again, the 2 of them. Now, long ball over the top. Ball comes in here. Sure, it's headed down. Now, again, here's our 2, Seko and Burger, in the middle of the park. Seko gets his head to it. It's not the best header, but it's this bit in the minute that I'm interested in, because when they recycle the ball here, watch Burger's response. Now, he's pointing there to Seko and he's saying, I'm going to go and press. You sit back, right? So off he goes, and Seko goes, yep, okay, off you go. I'll sit back a little bit. Don't you worry about it. Okay? And we keep going, and again, he's communicating, saying, watch him, come across and screen, try and stop him getting the ball. Ball eventually does go out to the winger, and who's there? These 2 again. Burger saying to Seko, you get out, you press him. And he does. Out he goes, out he goes, out he goes, out he goes. Ball eventually, some good work again from our forwards as well. And the ball goes long. And long story short, we end up getting the ball back. It comes out, I think, and yeah, and it becomes pinball, and then the ball is recycled. Brilliant. I think those 2 are great. I'm not knocking Moran because I think Moran's a fantastic player, but I think Moran playing in that number 10 role,
more attacking,
and having Seko and Burger sitting a bit deeper in that central midfield role, playing as a double pivot, brilliant.
That was one of the best games Burger's had this season.
It absolutely was. It absolutely was.
Definitely.
I can't knock either of them in that particular game. I was a bit surprised that he didn't play Seko in the game against Blackburn, but he played Moran, and it worked. You can't knock it because it did work.
It worked. We won 2-0, 2 wins on the bounce. First time we've done that since, well, I can't remember.
It's a while.
Yeah, and hopefully we can win against Millwall on Saturday.
So we have got Millwall. That's coming up in the next game.
Tough game.
Should we get some stats up on Millwall? Should we see if we can get a bit of a head-to-head? How do you think we're going to get on against Millwall?
It's going to be a very tough game. Millwall are coming in from 4 wins on the trot.
Right, okie dokie. Yeah, and they've just beaten Leeds.
Yeah, just beaten Leeds.
And Leeds are a good team.
It's going to be a hard game. Super score rating there, 685, 693. Not much in that. I'll take that. That's not bad. Goals scored the same. Goals conceded, we're 6 more.
Got more possession than them. 45% versus their 39%.
Yes, but both teams looking at that always on less than half of possession. Sorry, so it'll be
defending. They're trumping us defensively.
Yeah.
Apart from, believe it or not, saves per game.
Yeah, saves per game.
But that's going to be Johansson, isn't it? To be honest.
Let's hope we can give them some saves to make.
Do you know what? Stoke play very well when we can get high up the pitch.
Yes.
I mentioned there in when I was mentioning them videos, if we can beat the press, if we can beat their press, then we're laughing. We didn't do that against Blackburn, and that is why we found ourselves at time under the cosh.
Where we did against Derby, we managed to beat their press, and
because we beat the press, they sat off, they were worried, they didn't want to come and press us, they were like, oh, hang on a second.
Yeah.
That's why Derby completely changed the formation in the second half, because they couldn't deal with it. I do think that the central midfield area, and I said it at the start of the season, and was really surprised that we got rid of Baker from that central midfield area, because I thought he was somebody that could move us through, through the stages a lot better.
Yeah.
But I do think it makes a difference, because I'm going to just bring up another stat from the game against Blackburn. If I go down here to action areas of the pitch. Now, this is Blackburn's action areas of the pitch. You can see here, left-hand side predominantly, but they're quite high up. Stokes, however, again, the action areas are kind of a bit deeper. And I do honestly think that if we can just play through their lines and beat them.
We went to Blackburn away though, didn't we? They were high up in the league. We've seen that Platt goes out quite defensive against teams that are high up in the league. I reckon he's probably going to start quite defensive against Millwall. I hope he doesn't, but I can see it happening for the first half to sort of soak up the pressure.
Well, this is the Derby game, and this is the map of the Derby game, and it's the opposite of it really. You look, we're central here, but very little action areas at the back.
It's Manu's side.
And Derby are kind of more, again, they're getting more areas at the back. And you saw in one of those stills, they're very much, we have to try and get teams back.
Yes, exactly.
We have to. And that's what Narcisse Palat needs to work out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's hope we can have 3 wins on the bounce.
Yeah.
Score prediction.
I would. Do you know what? I don't know. I've got a feeling it might be a draw. I feel like it might be a 1-1.
As I've been a Stoke fan for many years, and I've seen Stoke have these little patches of being good. Millwall are a very difficult team. I can see Millwall beating us 2-1.
You reckon? At home?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you think, Stoke fans? Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your comments, not just on scores, but on what you've heard in today's show. We like it when you all get involved. It's freezing out here.
Yes.
So I think Sam and I are probably going to wrap up this week's show. Sam, before we go, anything to say about what we've covered in today's show? Can you summarise any of those points?
Well, apart from the fact that we know that we've got one of the best keepers in the league and we've got 2 wins on the trot and things are looking better at the minute than they were 2 weeks ago, that's basically what we've said in the show, isn't it?
That is it in a nutshell. So on to Millwall on the weekend. Are you going to watch it? Again, let us know in the comments. Get involved. Are we going to win? Are we going to draw? Or are we...
I hope we do.
Yes, I hope we do.
It isn't what I want the score to be. It's a prediction of what I think's likely, but I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Right, so there you go. There's another episode of Stoke Fan TV. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Don't forget your suggestions for future shows, future content. And if you want to come on the show, let us know. We'll all try and get you on the show. And we promise we won't make you sit outside in the freezing cold. So that's it from another episode of Stoke Fan TV. From myself, Max.
And me, Sab.
We will see you after we've thumped Millwall on the weekend. See you soon.